Genesis chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work that he had done. So God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his work that he had done in creation. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. When no bush of the field was yet in the land, and no small plant of the field had yet sprung up, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the land, and there was no man to work the ground, and a mist was going up from the land and was watering the whole face of the ground. Then the Lord God formed the man of dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living creature. And the Lord God planted a garden in Eden in the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground the Lord God made to spring up every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life was in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. A river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and there it divided and became 4 rivers. The name of the first is the Pishon. It is the one that flowed around the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. Bdellium and onyx stone are there. The name of the second river is the Gihon. It is the one that flowed around the whole land of Cush. And the name of the third river is the Tigris, which flows east of Assyria. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, You may surely eat of every tree of the garden, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. Then the Lord God said, It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him. Now out of the ground the Lord God had formed every beast of the field, and every bird of the heavens, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called every living creature, that was its name. The man gave names to all the livestock, and to the birds of the heavens, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper fit for him. So the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and while he slept, took one of his ribs and closed up its place with flesh. And the rib that the Lord God had taken from the man he made into a woman, and brought her to the man. Then the man said, This at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother, and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked, and were not ashamed. So first 3 things came to my mind while I was reading, and which was pretty distracting actually. But the first one was how incredible and intimate the creation of man is. God makes this pile of dirt, forms it into the shape of a man, and then breathes the breath of life, his breath of life, into the man and brings him to life. And that's pretty intimate because while you can smell someone's breath from quite far away, actually, to have someone breathe the breath of life into you, God's mouth would have been like right up close into Adam's face, giving him his life, giving Adam God's life into him. He is the breath of life. That's the first thing. That's pretty intimate. He's very intimate with us. And then the second thing was that God says, if you eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you will surely die. You shall surely die. And we have to hang on to that sentence right there for the next chapter. But we have to also start pondering, what does that actually mean? What was Adam made for? He's made in the image of God. He's not even aware that he's naked. There's nothing wrong. Filled with the glory of God. Which leads me into the third thing that stood out to me, which is that though God and Adam are together, and there's all these animals and trees, God says there's no suitable helper to be found for Adam, even though he's complete and full in God. Just like in the last chapter, God's beauty and presence and love and his glory, there's nowhere for God to go with all of it. And so he creates man in his image so he can put his glory inside of him there. He's got somewhere to go with it, into man. And then the idea here, at last this is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. Man has nowhere to go with his glory, the glory of God that has been put inside of him, and the love of God, and he's got nowhere to go with it. And so God creates a woman, and now man also, just like God, has somewhere to put his glory and to pour into this woman, and together they can, this woman is also filled with the glory of God, but together they can be fruitful and multiply and fill the whole earth with the glory of God. And so those are the thoughts that I have about this. And next up will be Genesis chapter 3.